Okay, this next move is going to include a crucifix and a neck crank at the same time. So what I'm going to do here, a lot of times in crossbody, the arm is underneath my body and the elbow is underneath my body as well. He's trying to defend himself, he's protecting himself, so that way I can't go after his arms. If I lift up, I'm creating space. If I want to go get his arms, at this point I create space, it gives him an escape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to control him as much as I possibly can so that he doesn't get a chance to move these arms, to take him out. So I'm going to control him here, and my hand is underneath his head. This hand is behind his hip, the other hand is underneath his head. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn him sideways. So I'm going to slide my fingertips in here, and then with my hip, I'm going to move my hip to clear the elbow. And I'm going to pull his hand back and slide my foot inside here, and then monkey grip it, palm to palm, covering the thumb. And then I'm going to crank his head forward. I'm bringing his head to make his head go between his legs or towards the direction of his legs. And then at the last point, I'm going to turn him so he's looking at the ceiling. So down that way, and then turn his head. Again. So here, my hand is blocking his hip on this side. Fingertips is going to go inside his armpit. Right in there. And then with my hip, I'm going to move my hip to clear that. Just to clear this arm. With this, I'm going to slide his hand back. Put my foot in here. And then control him. So I have a good control on him. I could use my foot also to help pull this arm backwards. This one, pull it back. At the same time, I'm cranking his neck. So I start to crank his neck. And this one, I can just pull this back at the same time. So it puts a lot of pressure on his neck. Here, this hand is underneath his head, fingertips inside. Turn him on the side, clear my hip so that way his hand comes down. Slide inside here, start to crank it. I'll just pull this back, and I bury his head forward, and then crank his head to the ceiling, turning his head. I want to turn his head to make his head do this. So his head is going to be doing this and this at the same time. One more time. Lock his hip, fingertips inside, clear that, pull that arm out, slide the foot inside. His head goes forward, and then turn. I can slide this back. Put a lot of pressure on his neck. Okay, so that's a crucifix, also with a neck crank. Hi, I'm Nigel Scanderberg, founder of the Thai-Ju-Jitsu self-defense system. All these techniques and stuff like this is also on our website. You can check out our website at www.Thai-Ju-Jitsu.com. And I'd like to thank you too for having the opportunity to give us this moment to show all the techniques that we actually can show based on Thai Jiu-Jitsu.